What's going on YouTube? It's your buddy Will from the What's Up in the Sky 37 channel, online at www.whatsupinthesky.com. Come join the forums, the website. We got all sorts of good people on there posting now. We're about like 500 members. And for just a website that's off of YouTube, off of Facebook, it's just amazing. We just added a Facebook group for people who want to swap pictures there, but the website, all you have to do is hit join now, sign up's on the left side of it, you'll see it. If it's still there when you watch this video. Sometimes I forget that these videos stay up forever. Let's take a look at this picture. This is from Curiosity rover. This is a Mastcam Saw 976. This was put up by my friend Rory. He from Raw Spirit. He adds he's got some good stuff in the groups. He's got a group of his own as well. I'm pretty sure this was hid. It's been a while. I haven't made a video in a week now, and I've got about 10 or 15 ready to do right after this if I could sit down here and have the energy to do it. But he had put this out right here, which is just really symmetric for, well, from what we can tell from this side of it. But the shape of it, either way, the geometry is cool. That, and then also over here, we had this little block that just kind of looked like that Puma Punku block that we see everywhere, along with the filtering from the rover that changes the colors. We've got the blur marks on it, and as always, we've got what people call the fake sand. And here's how it comes from NASA, directly from NASA. Here is the actual shot. I always like to show you guys so this you guys just can't say, oh, this guy made that picture, he pasted and copied this stuff in. If anyone made the picture, it was NASA, it wasn't me. So to get this, you don't have to worry about writing this down. Half the time it's almost impossible. They make these links so hard. There's so much information just in this little link right here about the picture, where it was taken, the saw, the time, that all you do is go to the description and hit the link. It'll take you right there. If you're not on, let's say if you're sitting on Facebook, just hit the description bar, hit the YouTube button at the bottom. It'll bring you into YouTube. You just hit the description. You can link it that way. I make these so you download these for your things. My videos aren't the ones that people watch. They're not the 1-minute music video where there's something, little creepy music in the background. And I'm not knocking them by any means. If you come watch my videos, you know that I sit here and I blab for 10 to 20 minutes about a picture, and we go from there. And I try and pull out all the anomalies I can. I think a lot of times it's I like that. It's kicked on. It's harder to share a video and tell somebody, oh, go watch a 20-minute video, but I'm really do this for the people who collect the pictures, who are downloading them, we're saving them, we're have them somewhere. We got them on my website. We've got them all over the place. Um, being saved. And let's look at some of the actual geometry and some of the shapes in this picture right here. Now this is still how NASA had sent it. What I do is I auto correct it a little bit here and there, and I tried different views of it. I always try in black and white view as well, because it's amazing the color that comes through it. They put every picture goes to what's called a Bear filter. It's got basically each pixel on the mass cam shot has a red, a green, and a what is it? Red, green, blue. Yeah, red, green, and blue dot in it already, which I could understand here on Earth why we do that, but since we have supposedly this really milky, butterscotchy color, it just doesn't seem to make sense to me. Well, it might to you. You might have another reason. If so, why don't you comment below, let me know. But always put it through these filters, so we get this really like chopped up color. See it in here? You can see it. It just it's there to confuse your eyes. And when you take that out, you really start to see pop some of the anomalies. Um, okay, so let's start taking a look at some of these. Let's just start right up here. We'll go for the ones that I thought were the coolest. Let's see, which ones do you want to use? Let's use, my screen's kind of dark or kind of bright. Um, let's use this one. All right. Check some of this stuff out. And I have to remember, zoom in, zoom in, zoom in. People watch it on tablets now, cell phones. I got to make sure this thing can be seen. Check this out right here. We've got what seems to be ornate or something that was crawling on here, maybe a fossil, or notice wherever you get something really interesting like this, where it just comes up and it comes over to the side, a little squiggly line, you seem to get that blur. It does, like right here, we get a really good view of what's right here, but just right next to it, no view at all. So I thought that was really cool, that whatever the heck that thing is right there. Down here we've got, we'll just keep moving right along. Um, just an interesting rock. Now, this is where I'm starting to wonder if we're getting the snow job. If they're actually doing this. Look how perfectly this stuff seems to be just like pasted and copied in. And stuff missing from the picture. See, it just comes straight across. And to me, it seems like this, if this was a rock, shouldn't be cut straight across the picture like that. It's just an observation. You can take that where you want with it. Um, I know I love how when you guys comment and say what I've missed, because I missed so much going through these, trying to hit everything I remembered from looking at the picture before, that I missed so much. And I know that people, watch the video and cut back and forth. Check this one out. Look at this thing. What in the world is this? Just kind of coming off here. This actually looks like one of the little beings that a lot of people think that there's life still on Mars. And I'm not one of the people that laugh at them, because everything here on Earth, everywhere we've been, to the to the coldest places, to the hottest places, life has survived. Now, Mars, what would be the exception for Mars? I imagine if we're looking at ruins from a civilization, which I do believe we're looking at ancient ruins from some sort of civilization that lived there in the past. I mean, this type of stuff is what should seal the deal for you. Look at this piece of something here. It almost looks a little metally. It's got a, let me get right in on that. It's got a perfect oval into it, and it bevels up into it like a teardrop shape. And once again, you don't ever get the full view of it. Let me block it down to the black and white. See if we can see it. See, when you hit that black and white, you take the color out of it. Um, how much your eyes can adjust to that now. Now, for finding anomalies, though, the black and white for me just doesn't do the trick. I like using the color. So over here, more and more of it. This here looks like another piece that's just like it's the sheet metal been folded over. Here, just a chunk out of that. Looks like it. We could just, and we will. We're just gonna keep going on and on with it. Now, this stuff here on this hill, or whatever this is very shiny compared to the dull Mars that we see. And even so, it's like that in the picture itself. Here you've got some sand look disturbance, but here this seems just a little bit shinier. Um, maybe a different type of stone. Maybe it's got some quartz in it or something like that. Maybe it's gold. Who knows? Maybe it's a metal we don't even know of. We think we know everything. We really don't know anything. I think that the more and more we look for some truth, a lot of us, the more frustrated we get, because we find out that we're not being fed much of any truth. Especially when you get something like this, where this piece looks like it's part of here. This whole piece looks like it's part of it, because you can see how it comes back, but look at the blur marks on it. And I'm going to say, just like here, you're getting blur marks. This looks like a piece of some sort of machinery. And you say, machinery? How could that be? Well, or some sort of basin, something like that. It's got an outer rim to it. It's got an inner rim to it. And then it's got some, in the middle of it, there's shapes, going back and forth, rocking back and forth between it. So that's where I start saying, okay, that's odd. Here, again, it looks like a shield. This is symmetry here. It looks like we could take this and cut it in half and just kind of press it on itself. It's not exact, but also we're looking at it from an angle as well, so we're not on an exact angle. Not 100% sure if it would be exact if we looked at it another way. But check out some of this stuff. What's this right here, Especially I keep getting drawn back to that. And then this down here, this rock right here. In Pumapunku, I think I'm saying that right. I've heard it a million times. How the stones, some of them were set, they look like they were poured into place. And just so happens this has that same rounded bevel to it on the edges of this stone right here. And it looks like it still has some piece of mortar or another piece of stone that's still attached to it. And you can see how perfect it was. Down in Pumapunku, you can't even stick a piece of paper into it. It's so raised. It's so tight. Um, it's amazing how they've stood the test of time. Look, we've got a nice little straight line here. Maybe we're looking at some tools or something like that. Um, Very interesting stuff to say the least. Let's see here. As we go up and take a look at some more of this, check this thing out here. I've done this video 3 times now. It's conked out. I'm not sure if I showed this one or not, but if so, I'll just make quick. The squiggly lines and stuff here. What does that come from? You know, what nature is making that? Is it growing from something? You know, a lot of the here on Earth, I'm lucky. Well, I live in the United States, and when I say I'm lucky, there's so much geology here. So many different areas you can go see. You can go see the desert. You can go see luscious mountains. You can see beautiful beaches. I've been blessed to be able to travel a lot of when I was working. You know, I'm an IT guy, so I've been able to travel here and there, and I've seen a lot of rocks. And when you get this stuff, it's either was this lava, was this, you know, it was obviously underwater at some point. The whole place looks waterlogged still to this day. But even in this piece here, you get these S curves, you know, pieces that just seem to connect to each other. Next to what looks like a little basin that's just kind of buried down in the soil there. See that? Um, and like I said, this isn't one of the smoking gun ones where, unless you've seen one already, comment below. As always, I miss half the good stuff. I know I do. It's so hard to even try to catch some of this stuff. I mean, look at this here. That's that perfect oval shape that comes to that teardrop. That's just too cool. Under it, you've got what seems to be more shape to it. It follows the top shape. And it looks like basically we have somewhere that's just been destroyed. Um, and what was left of the planet is everywhere. Now, whether there's still people underground living, whether they come up, whether they're on the surface getting, you know, somewhere else, you know, I often think about maybe we're just sending our rovers to where it looks like the Sahara, or you know, looks like Arizona. Um, looks like the island out there in Canada that everybody comes and says that they're, you know, the rovers are really on. When you have this color turned on, and all I really do is just turn it up there. Look how much that obfuscates your view. Um, more blurring. Check that out right there. I mean, come on. Where this rock just stopped, it just blurred out there. Now, granted, the rover's been there for a while. It's going to be you know, the pictures are going to be degraded. It's going to start coming down. The quality of the pictures are going to start dropping, I'd imagine. But for the shapes and the things that we get from here, to have these little perfect blur marks right where you know, we'd be looking for something. It always seems to be in those spots and interesting to me that's in those spots. Check this little piece out right here. On top of it, looks like it's got a pretty ornate little piece, and the top looks like a little. It's got that arc shape to it. Symmetry. Symmetry. Now, a lot of people come here and say symmetry is all over nature. Symmetry is all over nature, but I see it more in, you know, molecular, the small nature. You know, when you look at how stuff is built under microscopes, when you go look at, you know, your random rocks and stuff out there, in, you know, your past. I can go out back here and walk to the woods and check out some rocks. You when you see something that's you know, symmetrical, usually you pick it up, you look at it, it's been touched by hand. Something's done it. Arrowheads are a good example. You know, they're very symmetrical if they've been very well, depending on where they've been maintained, where they're sitting at. If they're buried under the rocks, I have a nice little collection of those, and they're usually symmetrical. It's touched by the hands. That's where I'm getting at. So check this thing out here. What is this? We've got that crease in the front. Seems like a lot of these rocks in this area, whatever these are, have this crease, um, which makes me want to speculate. Like, is this some sort of metal? Who knows what the actual look, you know, what this stuff is no one's been there to actually hold this in our hand yet. We don't know how heavy it is, how light. Um, we've got some stuff right here. Check this piece out right here. Now, this is going to might be new for some people. I've been using this website called Photo Forensics recently. That's just cool. Look how it's off the ground, this little piece right there hovering off the ground. There must be a little rock up under there holding that. There's got to be. But this photo forensics site, And where I start looking, especially where the soil is, see how it seems to turn resolution? Like, look at the, let me get it real big here for you. It's going to look just like a blurry mess on your screen. But see how there's picture image here? A lot of it. You can see it. There's detail to it. Some of it may be blurry, but it just disappears where this, sand is. Um, but it does this all over with this color. And that shape of blur. That's what I'm trying to get at. Now this photo forensics site, it runs this thing called an ELA. And this one was cool too, I forgot to mention this. We're going to look at these two once we get back from the photo forensic piece here. So basically you go to photo forensics, you type in you basically paste and copy in whatever URL you want to use. You can see that just so you know that I used the right one here. We'll do it just for you guys on here because I don't want to get accused of, you can see it coming right there from NASA. I don't want to get accused of, pre-doing this and putting it up there. Because I could have if I wanted to, I could have made my own one and uploaded it. Here's normal. This is an ELA image, and this is how it should look. It's fairly spread out. Not much. You can see that there's striations in it. Now, when you started seeing things like this, um, blotches, little pieces. See how this one right here? I hope you can see this. Let me make it a little bit bigger. Actually, you know what I can? I don't think I do it that way. Let me do it like this. See it comes up, it comes over, it comes down. Those pieces like that. That's where it seems like to the picture a different resolution has been added to it. This is so you would think this is all a different resolution. See, it doesn't go all the way down to the ground. So let's look at what's there, and it's that sand down at the bottom. Here's some sand up here, um, and it's not the same as down here where it's nothing. Now let's take a really good look at it, and it looks like they've left that be, but something here has been removed. Here, 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 here. Um, a lot of stuff been taken out of this one. So this is a cool one for your collection, guys. I do this for you guys. Um, I figure for 10 to 20-minute videos, it's hard to share these. A lot of my friends make the videos where they got the music going on in the background, not much talking going on in it, and they're great for sharing. And I just went over 7 million views, and thank you guys so much. I would never imagine that I'd had that many people interested in listening to me talk while I looked at rocks from another planet. And I do believe they are on another planet. I will get somebody that will say it's not on Mars, and they've got every right to say it because who knows, with all the lies that we've been told by our governments, where anything is. Okay, I told you I'd check these out. This one right here, let me flip it up to the little bit lighter version. It's just interesting how this piece comes off the front. It almost looks to be it's right next to this looks like a perfect piece of pie. And I look like you could take that right out of a graph or right out of a real pizza pie. This piece right here is just interesting. It's next to another one, a little curved over. There was something I saw here earlier too, whereas this piece right here is kind of interesting. Behind it seems to have something coming off of it and going under whatever that is. Who knows? More and more fun on Mars. Uncle Jake's Junkyard. I love this place. What's this right up here? I mean, a lot of this stuff is just too cool. Let me try and slowly roll through this. I know I've missed a couple really good things here. I think I showed you this where the symmetry is symmetrical. Okay, here we go. Check this thing out. I try and stay away from the faces and stuff, but this looks like some little face with with a little tongue out. Now, that's my eyes matrixing that, I'm pretty sure. But then again, it could be artwork. Who knows what, it could be. Let me get the sharpen tool. See that right in the middle of the circle? Doesn't look like a little scream guy. But as we roll up here and keep on moving up, there's all sorts of good stuff in this image. Go ahead and download it for yourself. Comment below because I know I've missed so much of it. Here's this piece I wanted to show you right here. I wanted to start the video off with this. I didn't even do it. Okay. It seems like everywhere I look, it's got these interesting colors and stuff like that. And a lot of it comes from the bare filter. But check this thing out. I don't know what to think of it. Just kind of comes, this comes kind of straight out like, and it's not a tube or anything like we've seen in past videos, but it seems like it's in a line, but it just comes into something that looks like a modern day circuit board. And I'm not saying that's a modern day circuit board. I'm just saying that's what it looks like. I see what I see, you see what you see. And that's what's great about this. Who's that? My cat wants to get out. He'll come out. 1 minute, buddy. I'm gonna let these guys go here in a second. All right, now this piece I found pretty fascinating as well. Just this white thing behind it, whatever it is. This just looks kind of like a boxy rock, but behind it is pretty interesting. Um, it seems to have a big, huge sphere on top of it. It comes down once again, symmetrical. You could draw a line through it, from here to here. Oop, that's not gonna work. And just kind of fold it over on itself, and it looks like it would do it. And we have what my buddy found. Now it's also on this image right here, which I was going to do both of these images in the same picture because it has this right here. I'll link this one on it as well, the 978. This is this right here. More stuff. It's just like I said, this right here is what we're looking at down there. And some of the cool stuff just strewn about. The shapes. And then what I was going to show you guys on this one is pretty cool. There's a ledge up here. This ledge has got either 3 spheres or that looks like a tube. And hopefully you guys can see that. This one's really blurry, but you can see that there. See that? Isn't that pretty cool? And you can see how blue it is, and it definitely doesn't match the rest of the picture around it, to say the least. And then if you moved over here, this down to this I thought was interesting. As I zoom in on that, just tell me if you comment below. Tell me. I sit here and talk to you guys like you're in my room sometimes. Like once I hit record, I act like I'm talking to you and you're right here with me. So maybe that's why you guys watch. Who knows? But check that out. Just hanging off the side of the mountain there. It's got some very interesting things. Look, that's right there. See that? And that could just be random stuff coming off the mountain. I just thought it looked pretty cool how it's sitting up there. Another interesting picture. A lot of these new pictures coming back, the quality is junk. Junk quality. And I kind of figured that was going to happen once we got to the base of the mountain. Because you figure as we start going up it, everything that's fallen over the last, when this was soaked with water, probably strewed everything stirred up in a big pot. That's probably why we see so much litter and junk and shapes, things that look like they belong to other pieces of machinery, statues, whatever you want to call it. So, like I said, no smoking gun in this video, guys, not that I know of. I'm sure I missed about 500 things. I mean, just on this picture alone, you've got some really interesting pieces. Check this thing out here. It almost looks like a little board of some sort. As you go up, this top up here has a lot of cool shapes in it. And if you just hit pause and sit and stare at this for a little while, and sometimes that's what you have to do: sit, stare, let out your teachings of what Mars was. A lot of times I gotta do that. Oh, cold dead planet, and your eyes will just totally adjust to what some of this stuff is. Look at the difference between the quality of that one and the quality of this one, though. I mean, that's just taken 2 separate days later, of a very interesting place. Like, I would really love to have top-notch quality of this piece right here, especially this area, especially going up the hill. But I don't think we're going to end up getting it. So let me come back over to this one, wrap this one on up. I think I hit the main anomalies I thought were cool. Like I said, this is one that, up here, nope, missed 1 or 2. And like I said, this stuff could all just be rocks just thrown about. I understand that. See how I just got this curve into it right here? They just look like pieces of stuff that's just wrecked. And the more you look through it, I'm sure, check out the website, download I'll put enhancements of some of these. The main anomalies I show, I put enhancements of. But half the time, I don't see half the stuff till I watch the video because it's on this big screen. Or I'll watch it on my phone and I say, I totally missed this one piece. I totally blew that. There's this piece one right here. Very interesting. Wherever you get something interesting, you start to get blurry. This looks like it could just be flipped and would be part of something. Who knows? All right, guys. What's up in the sky? 37 is the site. Sorry, I've been absent for a little bit. I got massive oodles of emails to go through from you guys. This weekend, I'm gonna try and just relax, get some videos done. My blood pressure was 179 over 109 yesterday at the doctor, so I've got to lose a little bit of weight and get some of the stress level down. There's a lot going on. It's been a rough year. Like I said, anybody who watches my channel knows, man, I'm not trying to be upset. My father died. Um, not the beginning of this year. It's been a year and a half now. I've been taking care of the family. It's been a tough go, but now it's time to take care of myself a little bit. Like I said, and this is stuff when I don't do my Mars stuff and don't have my fun. This is like a lot of it used to be, a lot of my relaxation time where I could sit back and just let my mind wander. How often do we really get to do that nowadays? Let our mind just wander and look at something and say, "Hey, doesn't that look like a face?" Or doesn't that look like a triangle? Doesn't that look like this is carved onto there? There's circles in it, like you'd see somewhere on a star map. Yeah. Doesn't that look like a bunch of little curvy lines and stuff that's sitting on top of a broken old machine? Doesn't that look like a little basin? And you might not agree with it, but these are the things I love asking myself. So I hope you guys download it. Comment below. What did I miss? Hit it up. I know I missed tons of stuff on it, so let's see what my sleuth subscribers have for us. Much love to you all making it through the videos. Like I said, stay tuned. There's going to be a lot more to come. I'm getting back to the moon. We're going to be doing some of the serious things coming up. I'm going to do some collaboration with my buddy Chris over at Mars Anomalies channel. As always, always up trying to get the site to where it's can just be totally maintained without me, basically, where I could just come up to it, and so many people are starting to post to it. It's really starting to take off. What's up in the sky.com. All the links are there for my buddies' websites that do the same type of stuff. If you're Facebook has got a huge community of, if you didn't know that, has a huge community of anomalies, space anomalies, Mars, Moon, you name it. We're passing pictures around, so we see all sorts of good stuff up there. And granted, we're dealing now with some choppy, less than great quality shots, but there's plenty to be seen in just this one picture alone. So download it, guys. Much love to you. What's up in the sky 37? My name is Will. 28 minutes in. How do I record this stuff for 28 minutes? I don't even know how I do it. I love you guys. If you made it this long, you are a super user to me, and I love you. Peace.